Good evening all your blues, welcome back to the AG Chelsea TV channel. In this video, we'll find out the latest news about Chelsea FC in recent hours. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss daily update. Chikwuemeka now wants to quit Chelsea. Midfielder Chikwuemeka, who has joined Chilwell in struggling for chances under Maresca, has also been linked with the Stamford Bridge exit door. The £100,000 per week ace is attracting interest from Serie A as Milan plan their own January transfer window, and the Rossoneri have shortlisted the player who they believe could seriously strengthen Paulo Fonseca's ranks. According to Calcio Mercato, Chukwuemeka is ready to leave Chelsea and has a desire for a change of scenery. It is believed Milan are planning a loan bid for the 20-year-old when the transfer window reopens, as they look to take advantage of Chukwuemeka's eagerness to quit the Blues. Chelsea signed the player from Aston Villa for around £22 million, right at the start of Clearlake Capital's takeover in 2022. But things haven't exactly taken off for him since then, despite some praise from the likes of Marcel Desailly. "I like Chukwuemeka because he is like an artist who comes onto the stage," said Desailly. "He has got the ball. Now is my moment. Shine. You see the dribbling. He is sure about what he is going to do, and he is clinical. I love it." Chelsea winger dubbed most overrated player in the Premier League. Chelsea winger mudryk has been dubbed the most overrated star in the Premier League. Mudryk arrived from Shakhtar Donetsk in January 2023 and has endured a testing time, so far, at Stamford Bridge. The forward has found the net just 7 times in 66 appearances, with game time proving hard to come by. Once again, under newly appointed head coach Enzo Maresca, the 23-year-old's last start for the Blues came during their 5-0 win over Barrow back in September, as he picked up his first goal contribution of the season. Mudryk teed up Pedro Neto in the comprehensive victory over the League Two side, but harsh critique has still been cast his way this campaign. "I think the most overrated or biggest disappointment, in terms of not living up to the hype, has to be Mudryk," former Everton defender Alan Stubbs told bestbettingsites.com recently. "They snatched the player from under the noses of Arsenal and his capture was presented as a real coup, a statement." Stubbs went on, "He just hasn't looked anywhere near the player that we all hoped he could be in his time at the club. When I watched him playing in the Champions League for Shakhtar Donetsk, I thought that he looked like a world beater. I was really excited to see what he was going to bring to the Premier League, but it hasn't happened for him. He has just flattered to deceive." Chelsea handed triple boost ahead of Liverpool Clash. Chelsea manager Enzo Maresca has just been named Premier League Manager of the Month, while the electrifying Cole Palmer has secured Player of the Month and was in contention for Goal of the Month. In what is a significant boost for Chelsea, 3 of their forwards have already found the back of the net. Christopher Nkunku scored first, marking his return to French football with a brilliant strike against Israel. Mudryk then followed with a stunning goal for Ukraine against Georgia, before Nicolas Jackson scored against Malawi in the AFCON qualifiers. Enzo Maresca will be delighted with the way his players have carried their club form into the national team and will hope they bring that momentum into the Liverpool game. In another boost for the Blues, Liverpool midfielder Curtis Jones will also miss the trip against Finland due to a personal matter. Jones was a late addition to the England squad ahead of the Greece game, but remained an unused substitute. It remains to be seen if he will be ready for the league games, while Chelsea are still waiting to see if club captain Reece James will return for this crucial match. Chelsea have only lost once so far this season, and that was against Manchester City in the opening days of the Premier League. They have also won every away game this season, including victories against the likes of Wolves, West Ham, and Bournemouth. "It's a dream to play for Chelsea, but I understand why I was allowed to leave the club." Chelsea midfielder Andre Santos has said that it is a dream to break into the first team at Stamford Bridge and has outlined his plan to help him do so. The Brazilian is currently on loan with League One side Strasbourg, where he has caught the eye with his performances so far. Despite playing prominently in a defensive midfield position, Santos has still scored 3 goals and provided 1 assist in his 6 games for the club so far. Speaking to Brazilian outlet GE.globo, Santos has explained how his loan spell will help him to live his Chelsea dream. "I'm very happy to have returned to Chelsea and, now at Strasbourg, to have found my best performance, to have found my place in Europe, and to have shown my football to the whole of Europe. He said, "If I perform well at Strasbourg, things will happen naturally. It's a dream to play for Chelsea. I understand that it's hard for a Brazilian to arrive and, right away, start playing for a big team in Europe." Santos is yet to make a first-team appearance for the club. His only appearance in the squad last season was as an unused substitute in the season opener against Liverpool. The 20-year-old now has 76 professional appearances under his belt, from his time with Vasco da Gama as well as his loan spells away from Chelsea. In those appearances, he has scored 17 times and provided 1 assist. Gudjohnsen backing his son for Blues move. Gudjohnsen got a thrill out of seeing his son on the big stage at Stamford Bridge, and the former Chelsea striker reckons 22-year-old Ondrej can follow in his footsteps by going right to the very top. All 3 of his sons are now trying to emulate their old man, as well as granddad Gudjohnsen, a former Icelandic international who was the player to go off when Ida came on as a substitute for his debut for the Scandinavian nation back in 1996, but it's Ondrej who is currently showing the most promise, and his dad hopes that the London-born forward might even emulate him by eventually pulling on a Chelsea shirt. Gudjohnsen admitted, "I couldn't see how Ondrej would be a player when he was a kid. I'm not being negative, but he was a small, fat little boy who walked around with a ball under his arm. Only when he was 7 or 8 years old did I realize he could become a professional. He made really big steps in the Academy of Espanyol when we were living there after my move to Barcelona. Ondrej has the ability to play as a complete striker. I never considered myself to be a complete striker when I played because I always needed to have a player in front of me. Ondrej doesn't need that. He is a pure striker, and he relies on support and power from the midfield players and the wingers. Ondrej is strong in the air, much better than his dad. He is skillful, thanks to the fact that he had his academy years in Spain, and he reads the game well. He has it all in his locker. I can see him going only one direction, and that is up." And that's the final content of today's video. Like, subscribe to support AG Chelsea TV.